Anya, was what he said true? Did you really go and beg him to take you back last night? Anya's expression was all the answer he needed. She looked at Elena and said, Miss Petrova, I apologize for the disturbance, but this is a private matter. It's hardly appropriate for you to get involved. Elena walked over, smiled, and linked her arm through mine in front of everyone. She leaned in and kissed my cheek. What's not appropriate about it? Someone is harassing my boyfriend. You think I'm not going to stand up for him? My stomach dropped. What was Elena playing at now? Anya's furious gaze was fixed on our linked arms. She suddenly laughed. So that's why you were in such a hurry to break up with me. You'd already found my replacement, Liam. I was wrong about you. Elena clicked her tongue. You should really get your head checked, Anya. I distinctly heard you break up with him at the club last month. I was going to thank you, actually, for letting such a great man go and giving me an opening. Oh, and I heard you and Mr. Ivanov are engaged? So what was all that about you kneeling on the ground last night, begging Liam to take you back and saying you don't even love Victor? You rich people and your dramatic love lives. It's all so hard to follow. Victor stared at Anya in disbelief. Tell me it's not true. Elena covered her mouth. Of course it's true. And let me tell you, there's more. Shut up. Anya lunged forward and, before anyone could react, slapped Elena hard across the face. Elena stumbled and fell to the floor. You bitch, shut up. I won't let you turn him against me. The scene exploded into chaos. Finally, security arrived and escorted Anya and Victor out, putting an end to the spectacle. In Elena's office, I held an ice pack to her cheek. She hissed as the cold touched her skin. I paused. Elena, thank you. She waved it off. It was nothing. I just can't stand bullies. It's so unfair, isn't it? Someone like me, loyal and caring, is single. If you were my boyfriend, I definitely. I looked down. But I'm not your boyfriend. Thank you for what you did out there. I'll make sure to clarify with everyone that we're not actually together, that you were just helping me out. Her cheeks flushed slightly. It could be true. The truth is, I've liked you for a long time. I was just waiting for you and Anya to finally break up. The commentary feed went ballistic. She confessed. I knew it. After she got his number that night, she was too excited to sleep. Look closer, Liam. Do you recognize her? She was that nerdy girl with glasses who used to watch you at track practice every single day in high school. Of course he doesn't remember. Back then he only had eyes for Anya. If only he knew. Elena was the unfavored daughter in her family. She built the Sterling Corporation from a small firm into a powerhouse just to compete with Anya, just to get him to finally notice her. Forget it. Anya is the worst. I'm officially shipping Liam and Elena now. Seeing my silence, she started to panic. She quickly put her familiar nonchalant mask back on. It's fine if you say no now. As long as you stay at Sterling, I'm confident I can win you over eventually. But I could see her hands nervously twisting the hem of her jacket. I gently placed the ice pack in her hand. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Miss Petrova, but I have to resign. Elena shot up from her chair. I continued. After what happened today, my staying here will only cause problems for the company. It's the right thing to do for everyone involved. She looked down, thinking for a moment, then looked up at me, her expression cautious. After you leave, will I see you again? I nodded and smiled. I'm sure we will. I'm staying in this industry. In time, our paths are bound to cross at some conference or another. A look of deep disappointment clouded her face. You know that's not the kind of seeing each other I meant, Liam. In terms of family, looks, anything, am I not as good as Anya? I know I would treat you better than she ever did. Are you sure you don't want to give me a chance? I held up a hand to stop her. You're amazing, Elena, but right now I need to focus on my career. I don't ever want to be known as the guy who got ahead because of his girlfriend again. If we started dating now, we'd just end up on the same path as Anya and me. You're the boss. We could never be equals. She listened to me, silent for a long moment. Then a slow, understanding smile spread across her face, and she held out her hand. Okay, I respect your decision. If you ever want to come back, the door at Sterling is always open. I shook her hand. As I was about to leave, she called my name. Liam, I admire your talent and your character. Please believe me, my feelings for you were never about getting back at Anya. If we meet again when we're equals, can I ask you out? I moved with my mother to Boston. The medical care in Boston was, as expected, top-notch. My mother started a new, experimental treatment, and her condition stabilized. I found a job in the same industry with a salary even better than what I had before. Through the news and the occasional flicker of the commentary feed, I pieced together what happened to Anya and Victor. Victor, realizing he was just a pawn in Anya's game to get back at me, tried to call off the wedding. But Anya, furious at him for the scene he'd caused at my office, refused to let him go and forced the marriage to go through. After the wedding, their life was a disaster. Anya started openly having affairs with male models. They fought constantly, viciously. Anya became so consumed with her war against Victor that she neglected Sterling Corporation. Elena Corp took advantage of the chaos, swooping in and stealing several key accounts. The Sterling Corp stock plummeted, and the Sterling family was enraged. Her parents, who had always favored their son, used her marriage as an excuse to oust her from the company, stripping her of her position and her shares. Without the power of the CEO title, Victor, who had only married her for her money and status, no longer had any reason to fear her. He was just an insignificant son from the Ivanov family with no prospects of his own. He had hoped to ride Anya's coattails to a life of luxury. Now that she was a useless pawn, he was desperate to divorce her and find a new heiress to latch onto. He started bringing other women home. He even live-streamed his wild parties for her, publicly humiliating her in the most brutal way possible. The Ivanov family, seeing that the marriage had brought them no financial gain and had only turned their son into a laughingstock, cut them both off financially. They blamed Anya for everything and cut them both off financially. Finally, one night, Victor brought another woman home and shamelessly suggested the three of them share a bed. Anya snapped and stabbed him with a kitchen knife. Fit and strong from years of working out, her blows were fatal. Victor and the other woman died in their home that night. The next morning, Anya finished her last drink and made the last phone call of her life, turning herself into the police. I saw Elena again 3 years later at an industry summit. By then, I had become a leading name in our field. When Elena saw me, she treated me like a VIP. After the Innovator of the Year awards, Elena caught up with me backstage. Compared to 3 years ago, she still had her captivating energy, but now it was tempered with a mature, confident poise. She held out her hand. "I should be calling you Mr. Hayes now." I smiled and took it. "Miss Petrova, it's been a long time." Her eyes were full of genuine admiration. "I can't believe it only took you 3 years to become my equal. I knew I was right about you. After this is over, can I buy you that drink?" I looked at her familiar smiling eyes. Her words from 3 years ago echoed in my mind. I smiled and made a welcoming gesture. Of course. I was pulling an all-nighter to finish my promotion proposal when Anya started another one of her breakup dramas. "Liam, you have 20 minutes to get in a cab. Come over here and apologize, or we're done." Hearing her words, I just about fell apart. "This promotion review is critical for me. Can we please do this another day?" She scoffed. "Do this? So your job really is more important than me? Fine, let's break up, and don't forget, I can make one phone call and kill your promotion." Just then, a live feed of scrolling comments appeared in my vision. OMG, the main character's bluffing. The hero isn't actually going to fall for this, is he? She's already got a surprise for him. She's secretly locked in his director position. If he just shows he's willing to drop everything for love, she'd give him the damn CEO title. She'd never actually ruin his career. That's just how us avoidant types are. Go away means stay, pushing them away while secretly praying they'll hold on tighter. She's totally twisting the hem of her dress right now, just waiting for him to rush over and comfort her. I live for this angsty drama. It's so addicting. I was skeptical but wavering, debating whether I should head out to find her. An iMessage notification popped up. "Heard your promotion at Sterling Corporation is dead in the water, Mr. Hayes. Interested in a change of scenery?" I stared at the iMessage from the unknown number for a long time. When did I even add this contact? Was this Anya testing me with a burner phone? But I quickly dismissed the idea. An heiress like Anya wouldn't stoop to testing me. For 10 years, I was always the one to back down and beg for forgiveness. She'd threaten to leave, and I'd immediately jump in a cab to win her back. It was a scene we'd played out so many times I'd grown numb to it. My devotion was the reason she could get away with anything. So who sent the message? The scrolling commentary immediately gave me the answer. It's the main girl's frenemy, trying to steal her man. She must have overheard Anya yelling about the breakup in the hall. She contacted him the second she left the club. Talk about moving fast. Liam isn't just her boyfriend. He's a rising star at Sterling Corporation. Elena Petrova, as the head of their biggest competitor, would obviously try to poach him. Don't make excuses for her. The whole feed knows Elena has a secret crush on him. You can't tell me this isn't personal. So it was Elena Petrova. The last time our teams went head-to-head was when we were competing for that big project against Sterling Corporation. We ended up winning. At the celebratory dinner, the client joked, "Well, nothing brings people together like a good fight. CEO Sterling, Manager Hayes, you two should exchange numbers." Elena didn't even glance in my direction. I stood beside her, my smile frozen on my face, until she finally coldly pulled out her phone for me to get her contact info. Anyone watching would have thought I was some creep harassing her for her number. I figured she deleted my contact the minute she got home, but I guess she never did. Still, I only half believed what the commentary was saying. Everyone in our industry knew about Anya and me, but in public she treated me with the detached coldness of a boss. The rumor was that to her I was just a disposable grunt. Elena had even mocked me for it once. A workhorse who's also a free bed warmer. CEO Sterling really knows how to make a shrewd investment, even in her love life. A true businesswoman. Elena looked down on me. I didn't need to be a genius to guess that this job offer was less about me and more about getting under Anya's skin. I scrolled past her name. I opened the voice message from Anya's assistant. "Liam, you need to come get Anya. She's drunk and refusing to leave." He also sent a short video of Anya causing a scene. I hesitated but decided to get changed and head out anyway. But 30 seconds into the video, I froze. That's right. I could hear Victor's voice in the background. She's pulling this crap again, bringing her childhood friend around just to make Liam jealous. Well, it works every time, doesn't it? He always loses his cool when she dangles Victor in front of him. Just go, Liam. I swear on my premium subscription if you just apologize tonight, she'll be putty in your hands. I get her so much. Every time I've threatened to break up with my boyfriend and watched him beg me to stay, it's such a rush. It makes me feel so loved. I stood there stunned. So the scrolling commentary wasn't a hallucination. This angsty romance they were all watching. I was the male lead and Anya was the female lead. Just like the comments said, Anya was always starting fights, thriving on the drama of me chasing her down. If I didn't go, she'd get her friends to call and pressure me. But even when I did show up, she wouldn't give in right away. The last time I flew across the country with a raging fever to make up with her, she wouldn't even look at me, pressing herself right up against Victor instead. "Who told you to call him?" "I can't stand the sight of my ex," she'd said. She watched me stand there, completely lost, then she'd sneered. "Weren't you so principled about breaking up?" Having second thoughts now. And just when I'd be about to walk away, she'd suddenly cling to me like a kitten, grabbing my hand and pulling me away with her. That night she stayed up taking care of me, nursing my fever. The next day she'd shower me with gifts and impromptu trips, her silent way of making it up to me. I once asked her if she was ever worried that all this drama would eventually drive me away. She just snuggled into my arms. "It's just our little game. My sweet husband would never leave me. Liam, you have to remember if you just take one step toward me, I'll always run the other 99 to meet you." It was easy for her to say. She wasn't the one being put through the ringer every time. But she had no idea how this constant cycle left me feeling utterly exhausted. There was no game, no fun. I didn't want to take a single step more. I was done with this soul-crushing relationship. I didn't reply. The assistant's calls kept coming, one after another. My resolve wavered. Maybe I should just give in and comfort her one last time. But then a message from Victor came through. "Hey man, don't bother coming. Anya's going to watch the sunrise with me tonight." He attached a video he'd clearly filmed on the sly. In it, he asked Anya, "Liam still isn't here. You don't think he's actually serious about breaking up this time, do you?" Anya threw back her drink. "Let him. I'm not scared. Didn't you always want to see a sunrise with me? Let's go." Her eyes flickered toward the camera. She knew he was recording. It was all for me. I took a deep breath and, hardening my heart, put my phone down. I went back to work on my promotion deck instead. Of trusting the commentary's claim that Anya had already guaranteed my promotion, I decided to trust myself. Anya and Victor were born with silver spoons. They never had to work for anything. I was different. Coming from nothing, I had to fight for every single opportunity. Anya didn't come home that night. I didn't sleep a wink. The next morning, I walked into the conference room with dark circles under my eyes to find Anya already there. Her makeup was flawless, her presence commanding, the very picture of a powerful, decisive CEO. She was a world away from the childish, frantic woman from the night before. I nervously delivered my presentation, and when I finished, she even applauded gracefully. The look she gave me was calm, almost friendly. I was baffled. Was it possible that by not giving in to her, the problem had just disappeared? After the meeting, I saw a small gift box on everyone's desk. The CFO sitting next to me sighed with envy. Wow, must be nice having the CEO for a girlfriend. You get promoted, and she buys gifts for the whole department. The receptionist cleared her throat. Actually, these are welcome gifts from the new executive assistant to the CEO. The CFO's jaw dropped. Limited edition cologne as a welcome gift for everyone? The rich kids have found yet another way to make us grunts feel poor. The admin assistant shot me an awkward look. The new assistant is Viktor Ivanov from the Ivanov family, the one who's always coming around to see the CEO. CEO Sterling paid for the gifts, said she wanted to help her childhood friend make a good first impression. Her voice was quiet, but every word felt like a slap in the face. So Viktor had gotten a job here. He'd always wanted to work at Sterling Corporation to be closer to Anya. The Ivanov family had been pushing for a marriage between them for years, repeatedly bringing it up with Anya. But for me, Anya had always refused. I couldn't believe she had caved overnight, and she'd made him her personal executive assistant, a position in the executive suite that even I, her long-term boyfriend, had never been granted. I tried my hardest not to imagine what might have happened between them last night. I opened a file, trying to focus on work. Just then, a colleague told me Anya wanted to see me in her office. I took a moment, then headed straight for the executive suite. The moment I walked in, I saw Viktor standing behind Anya's chair, his hands resting lightly on her shoulders. The casual intimacy between them was a knife in my gut. I never thought I'd see my girlfriend and another man looking so comfortable together. I cleared my throat, and Viktor instantly jumped back when he saw it was me. The smile vanished from his face. You've been in the corporate world for years, Liam. You should know to knock before you enter an office. I flinched. I'd never once thought to knock on Anya's door. My mistake. Next time you're doing something you don't want seen, I suggest you lock the door. Anya had been waiting for me to get jealous. She hadn't expected that response, and her face flushed bright red. But she still held herself with the imperious air of a CEO. Did you need something, Miss Sterling? She cleared her throat. About your promotion. The board has decided to postpone the decision. Viktor shot me a gloating look. I stared at the floor and just nodded. Just because I didn't come running when she called, Anya had torpedoed my promotion. A heavy weight settled in my chest, making it hard to breathe. My hands were shaking. Thank God for the commentary spoiler warning, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to keep my composure. Okay, understood. We stood in a heavy, oppressive silence. If you want to appeal, I cut her off. Don't bother. I'll accept the company's decision. If that's all, I'll be going. Liam. I turned back to look at her. She fidgeted, tucking a stray strand of hair behind her ear. The Austin project will be handed over to Viktor. You're off it. You can brief him on the transition later today. My eyes widened. What did you just say? I had poured 6 months of my life into the Austin project, working for months without a single day off. I'd even drunk myself into a stomach ulcer, schmoozing clients to secure the deal. All my hopes were pinned on this project. People had always whispered that I was a gold digger who only got ahead because I was sleeping with the boss. This project was my chance to prove them all wrong. Anya knew how much it meant to me. She'd even helped me strategize behind the scenes. And now, right as it was about to pay off, she was just casually handing all my work over to Viktor. Viktor is new. He needs a win to establish himself here. The Austin project is high profile and on the verge of success. It's the perfect thing for him to cut his teeth on. I stared at her, my eyes burning with despair, and asked, You know this project is everything to me. Why would you do this to me? She gave me a vindictive smile. Haven't I told you before? I'm petty. I hold grudges. Besides, I'm the boss. I don't need your permission to assign projects. If you don't like it, you can quit. The door is right behind you. Viktor snickered, covering his mouth. I looked from one to the other with cold fury, one gloating, the other perfectly composed. Both of them were so sure I wouldn't dare leave. Fine. I quit. I threw my company ID on the floor. The smile vanished from Anya's face, replaced by a stony glare. She raised her voice. Liam, don't think being my boyfriend gives you a free pass to throw a tantrum. Don't think for a second I won't fire you. I gave her a cold look. You're a busy woman, Miss Sterling. Have you already forgotten we broke up? She was speechless for a second. Seeing the tension between us, Victor couldn't hide his smirk. Then he quickly feigned a look of concern. Anya, maybe this isn't a good idea. I don't want you two to fight because of me. He patted her back gently. I just started, I don't know anything. I'd hate to mess up the project and waste all of Liam's hard work. The triumphant look on his face screamed victory. Anya patted his hand reassuringly. It doesn't matter if you mess it up. It's just a project. Think of it as a welcome gift. The blood rushed to my head. I had to take several deep breaths to keep myself from lunging at them. My fists were clenched so tight my nails were digging into my palms. There's no point working for a company that hands out projects like party favors. You can have the project, all my hard work down the drain, you dog. Victor shot up. Who are you calling a dog? I sneered, if the shoe fits. Liam. Anya slammed her hand on the desk, her face livid. I turned and walked out without a backward glance. I walked back to my desk like a zombie. When the office finally emptied out, I slumped over my desk. The commentary feed flickered back into view. He's so clueless. That was all an act. The second he left, she kicked Victor out of her office. She just wanted to see him get jealous and beg. She never thought he'd actually be stubborn enough to quit over it. If you're gonna date the boss, you have to learn to bow down. Doesn't matter if you're a man. Can't expect to have dignity and a paycheck. He's not thinking straight. Without this salary, who's going to pay for his mom's medical bills? Pride doesn't pay the hospital. The commentary was right. My mother's life depended on outrageously expensive imported medication. The salary Anya paid me was the only thing covering those bills. If I couldn't afford it, I would lose the only family I had left. Just as I was caught in this impossible situation, a message from Anya came through. Come apologize to Victor. If you're sincere enough, I'll consider giving you the project back. I'll even let you lead the new initiative in the fall, and you can pick up your ID card. This was the first time Anya had ever backed down. The commentary was pleading her case, too. She finally caved. You have no idea how hard that was for a princess like her. As a fellow avoidant, I'm so touched. For us stubborn types to give in like that, it means we really love you. He needs to appreciate this. She's beautiful, rich, and deep down she's crazy about him. He needs to get over himself before he throws this all away. It was true. Aside from her love for drama, Anya had always been good to me. If I could just put up with that one thing, she would be the perfect girlfriend. But I still refused. Without a second thought, I'll be submitting my resignation to HR today. She seemed furious, replying instantly. Are you serious? Fine. Don't you come crawling back to me. I hope you don't regret throwing away a great relationship and a great job just because you're too stubborn. I thumped my chest, a dull ache spreading through it. I didn't want to throw away 10 years. I didn't want to throw away this job. But I couldn't accept being treated like this anymore. She had a black hole inside her where love was supposed to be, and she tried to fill it by tormenting me. I was trapped in an abyss with no end in sight. I couldn't live with myself like this. Instead of prolonging the misery, it was better to end it myself. I sent my resignation email, then pulled up Elena Petrova's iMessage. Miss Sterling, is your offer still on the table? She replied instantly. It is, but not for Anya Sterling's boyfriend. I typed back, don't worry, ex-boyfriend and ex-employee. Elena didn't reply. My heart leaped into my throat. Had I been right? Was she just bluffing to get a rise out of Anya? After what felt like an eternity, my phone buzzed again. It was a photo from Elena, a huge corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the river in the most expensive part of downtown. An office like that was worth a fortune. Your office is ready. Come downstairs now. I'll pick you up and we can get you on board. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Just how much did Elena hate Anya? Enough to give a mid-level manager from a rival company this kind of VIP treatment? Thank you, Miss Sterling. I'll come over as soon as I've properly transitioned my work. She replied, forget the transition. Do me a favor and piss Anya off. I'll cover any breach of contract fees. Before I could even respond, another message came through. Actually, never mind. Breakups are tough. Take the time you need to properly close that chapter. Need to drown your sorrows tonight? I can keep you company. I put my head in my hands. Was this really something a high society heiress would say? No wonder people said Elena Petrova was bold and unpredictable, that she never played by the book. How was I supposed to respond to that? Anya was nowhere to be seen all afternoon. She was busy parading Victor around, introducing him to every department. The CEO personally escorting an assistant on a tour. That was the first in Sterling Corporation history. I thought back to when I first started. Anya had just been finding her footing at the company then. She was worried about gossip, so we kept our relationship a secret. She asked me to be understanding, and I understood her need for caution. Anya had been kidnapped as a child. She'd ended up in the poor neighborhood where I grew up. For 3 years, she followed me around, collecting scraps and eating discarded leftovers just to survive. It was years before the Sterling family found her. By the time she returned, her parents had moved on. They had a new son on whom they showered all their affection. Anya, the girl who had lived in filth and eaten garbage, became the family's shameful secret. She threw herself into her studies and became fiercely competitive at work, all to win her parents' approval. To support her, I pretended we were strangers for my first 2 years at the company. It was only after I'd led several successful projects that she finally went public with our relationship. By contrast, despite the rampant rumors about her and Victor, she was doing the opposite. She was introducing him with open enthusiasm, making no effort to dispel the rumors. The blatant favoritism was a bitter pill to swallow. See, I told you she was always going to marry someone from her own world. Victor getting a job here now. He's just getting positioned to take over after they're married. Some people sleep their way to the top and think they can become a big shot, forgetting where they came from. Once word got out I was leaving, the colleagues who'd never liked me stopped hiding their contempt. They said the most vicious things right to my face. I was used to the gossip. I'd been surviving on scraps and facing discrimination my whole life. I was used to being the subject of scorn. The HR manager called me. She sounded uncomfortable. Liam, Victor mentioned your office has a better view. He wants it. Miss Sterling asked me to tell you to pack your things and clear out immediately. I paused, then agreed, my voice hoarse. I looked up to see someone from IT standing over my desk. I'm here to supervise your data handover. I need to monitor your every action on this computer, otherwise Sterling Corporation will prosecute you for theft of company secrets. He spoke loudly, and I could hear my coworkers whispering. I looked at my computer, my access already revoked, and gave a bitter laugh. It was a raw, bleeding wound in my pride. Anya was deliberately humiliating me. She wanted to make sure I left with absolutely no dignity. I numbly packed my personal belongings into a box. I tossed anything that reminded me of Anya into the trash. As I was leaving, box in hand, I ran into Victor by the elevators. Anya was standing beside him, her arm linked through his. Victor stepped in front of me. Don't rush off, Liam. The CEO's treating the whole company to a high-end omakase dinner tonight to welcome me. You should stay for it. It's like $800 a head, super expensive. I'm just worried that once you leave Sterling Corporation, you'll never be able to afford a meal like this again. Beside him, Anya's lips curled into a faint smile, but she said nothing. The commentary feed went wild. This guy has no shame. That dinner wasn't for him. Anya planned it to celebrate Liam's promotion. Please, Liam, just give in. If you don't, Victor is going to take advantage of her tonight, and they'll end up sleeping together. I pushed past him. Get out of my way. I'm not going. He grabbed my arm. Oh, is it because you got dumped and you're too embarrassed to show your face? Or is it because you're running away in shame now that the whole company knows you're a fraud? I looked at his smug, pretty boy face and couldn't take it anymore. I punched him. Get lost. You're not worthy of sharing a meal with me. Victor clutched his bleeding nose, his eyes welling up as he turned to Anya. Anya, he hit me. I want to press charges. Anya stepped in front of him, shielding him. Liam, have you had enough? I didn't break up with you because of Victor. Don't take it out on him. The sight of her defending him was sickeningly ironic. If I weren't raised better, I would have wanted to hit her too. Forget it. I'm done arguing with trash like you two. What did you just say? Victor shoved me hard. I stumbled back, the sharp corner of the wall digging painfully into my back. Anya flinched, but still chose to stand by Victor. Liam, if you don't stop this now, I swear I won't go easy on you. My eyes swept over Anya's ice-cold expression. I laughed. Miss Sterling, I'm the one who hit your boy toy. What are you going to do about it? Why don't you call the cops? Anya didn't call the police. I walked quickly out of the Sterling Corporation building. A horn blared from a pink Ferrari parked at the curb. Liam. A stunning face leaned out of the driver's side window, sunglasses pushed up into a cascade of auburn curls, the picture of effortless glamour. She looked like she just stepped out of a car commercial. Here we go. She's been touching up her makeup for the last hour, waiting for this moment. He has to notice how good she looks. The second she heard he was single, she probably dropped 10 grand on spa treatments, determined to win him over. I inwardly groaned, but I forced a smile and walked toward the car. Miss Petrova, fancy seeing you here. She gestured with her chin for me to get in. Not fancy at all. I've been waiting for you. When you make a heavy investment in a new workhorse, you want to put him to work right away. Come on, let's go see your new office. I thought for a second, then nodded. All right, let's head to the office and get started. A smirk played on her lips as she gunned the engine. Don't worry, I'll drive you to the airport after our meeting. Wouldn't want you to be late for your breakup getaway. I was taken aback. How did you know I bought a plane ticket? She just smiled. I bought a stake in the airline last week. Elena, walking confidently in 4-inch heels, led me into my new office. After a brief introduction, there was no small talk or ceremony. She immediately had her team start briefing me. I was surprised. She might have looked like a decorative vase, but in business she was sharp, efficient, and all business. Her small frame housed an incredible amount of energy. When the meeting was over, she drove me to the airport. At the gate, she handed me a small, curated travel kit she'd prepared for me. You have a good flight. We'll be seeing each other again very soon. Her words felt a little odd, but I didn't dwell on it. The infamous Elena Petrova had always been difficult to read. Just then, my phone started blowing up with messages from Anya. Whose car was that, Liam? Are you cheating on me? I told you I don't tolerate betrayal. A moment later, another one came through. Oh, I get it. You hired some actress to make me jealous. You're so childish. I let out a humorless laugh. Anya actually thought Elena was some actress I'd hired to play hard to get. The hypocrisy was astounding. Was her own little affair with Victor not a betrayal? In our relationship, you can't wake someone who's pretending to be asleep. Miss Sterling, we've broken up and I've resigned. Whose car I get into is none of your business. The next second, she was calling me. Liam, you've taken this too far, even for you. This tantrum has a limit. I couldn't help but laugh. Anya, you were the one who broke up with me. My retort left her sputtering, her voice rising with emotion. Yes, I said at first, but you know me. You know I didn't mean it. I told you if you just take one step, I'll take the other 99. Liam, are you really so petty that you can't just bend a little for me? I said seriously. I'm just so tired, Anya. I've backed down so many times. I can't do it anymore. She was silent for a long moment. When she finally spoke, her tone was softer. If you're tired, then get some rest. I'll come pick you up for the dinner tonight myself. Liam, I'm taking the first step. Don't be ungrateful. I frowned, a wave of profound unease washing over me. I don't want to go to Victor's welcome dinner. She clicked her tongue in frustration. It wasn't for him. It was supposed to be for your promotion. You're the one who had to make a scene, so I changed it to a welcome party just to piss you off. Now stop this. I'll bring up the promotion again later. If you're worried about losing face, I'll wait until the dust settles to make the announcement. I replied, my patience gone. Anya, listen to me. We are broken up and I have quit, so no, I will not be there tonight. She said through gritted teeth. Are you really going to fight me on this to the bitter end? Someone has to be the one to give in. Is it so hard for you to just give in for your girlfriend? I gave a bitter laugh. You think I haven't given in enough? Anya, when are you going to stop being so selfish and actually listen to me? I said I'm tired. You're lying, she shrieked. It's because I mean nothing to you. Or is it because of that woman who picked you up today? Is that why you're doing this? Fine, Liam, after 10 years together. Is this what I deserve? I felt a helpless urge to reach through the phone and cover her mouth. I had no choice but to hang up and board my flight. As the safety announcements began, I adjusted my seat and stared out the window. The window behind me lay 10 heavy, tangled years with Anya, a decade of love, tears, resentment, and suffocating pressure. But ahead of me, there was a new, open sky. A coworker sent me a video from the welcome dinner. Anya sat there, stone-faced, not saying a word, just downing one drink after another. She kept sending people to ask her driver if he'd pick me up yet. The employees and attendants were holding their breath. They all recognized the signs of an impending explosion. Only Victor seemed oblivious. He pranced around like a proud peacock, soaking up the attention. The commentary feed was split into two warring factions. Ugh, he is so annoying. When couples fight, the guy should just be the bigger person and apologize. She gave him an out, and he's still being stubborn. I get that, but she knew how much that project meant to him, and she gave it to someone else just to be spiteful. Mixing business and pleasure like that shows she has zero boundaries. You don't get it. She doesn't need him to be successful. She's an heiress. She has all the money in the world. She just wants a man who worships her and does whatever she says. I'd kill to be a gold digger in his shoes. Exactly. If he doesn't want her, I'll take her. He's about to lose her for good anyway. Coming up next, Anya and Victor are totally gonna sleep together. I didn't know what the commentary meant about them sleeping together, but it did remind me that Anya's love had always been laced with a suffocating need for control. I'd been oblivious to it for years. I used to think she was just overprotective because she loved me so much. Her control was absolute, from my entire life planned down to what shirt I should wear the next day. I had to be ready for a video call or a demand for my location at any moment. My degree wasn't even in the right field, but Anya wore me down until I agreed to work at Sterling Corporation. She said she couldn't stand having me out of her sight. With my father gone and my mother gravely ill, I was incredibly lonely. Anya made me feel needed in a way I never had before, and I drank it up. But as I started building my own life, I began to see how unhealthy our relationship was. I wanted more space, more of my own dignity. Anya started to get restless. She grew more sensitive, more suspicious. The constant check-ins escalated, and she'd throw a fit if I was assigned a business trip. Then she discovered my greatest fear was losing her, that the threat of a breakup was my Achilles heel, so she started using it again and again to test me, to torture me. The trauma of her childhood abandonment meant she needed my constant, unwavering devotion as proof that she was worthy of unconditional love. Anya had even asked me to quit my job and become her full-time husband, just following her around all day. The very thought of it was suffocating. I was a man. I wanted a career. I wanted to be my own person, not a kept man. Every time she drank, she'd start a fight about it, forcing me to choose my job or her. The constant torment had pushed me into a deep depression. I found myself counting the days, wondering when it would finally be over. This latest incident was simply the final straw. I finally understood. If we couldn't fix our problems, then it was time to end the relationship. The feeling of freedom was incredible. On my trip, there were no check-ins, no fights. I was happy, except for the fact that on my second day there, I somehow ran into Elena Petrova. She claimed it was a complete coincidence. I was skeptical, especially since the commentary feed insisted she had orchestrated the whole thing. After that, Elena kept coincidentally showing up wherever I was. I started to suspect she might feel something for me. The moment I got back from my trip, Elena was eager for me to start at Sterling Corporation. When Anya found out I joined Sterling Corp, she reportedly sent Elena a barrage of furious, unhinged messages. Not long after, Anya and Victor went public with their relationship in a big way. A photo of them kissing on a yacht at sunset, looking like a perfect couple, was everywhere. The photo was all over social media. Victor even sent me a screenshot of it, just in case I'd missed the news. Anya and I are getting married soon. His message read. Don't get any ideas. I scoffed. So much drama. I blocked his number, but I couldn't escape the gossip about Anya and Victor. One day, it was Anya buying a ridiculously expensive diamond at an auction to celebrate their one-month anniversary. The next, it was a paparazzi shot of CEO Anya driving 60 miles in the middle of the night just to buy a specific type of noodle for a dish Victor liked. Elena made sure to share every new piece of gossip with me. You know, I said, I don't really care what my ex-girlfriend is up to. She smirked, then put on an innocent expression. She pointed to a news alert on her phone about their engagement. I'm just keeping you informed about the competition's activities. Is that wrong? My mouth twitched. Does the CEO's love life really count as a business update? She shrugged. I'd say that's a failure of due diligence on your part. For example, did you know that your boss, me, is single, looking for a boyfriend, and is known to be incredibly loyal and affectionate? Did you know that? I was speechless. What? She pushed her glasses up her nose, a little flustered. Liam, we really need to work on your business acumen. Just when I thought Anya had finally moved on and was genuinely gonna marry Victor, she suddenly appeared. I had just finished a client dinner with Elena. After seeing her off, I was about to get a cab home when Anya appeared around the corner. Honey, she threw her arms around me from behind. Startled, I pried her arms off me. You're an engaged woman, Anya. You should keep your distance. Your fiancé's name is Victor, not Liam. She clung to me, pressing her face into my back. The smell of alcohol on her breath was overwhelming, and I wrinkled my nose. What fiancé? Don't you get it? All of that was just a lie to make you angry. I did all of it hoping you'd get jealous and come fight for me. She hugged me tighter, her voice breaking into a sob. Can we stop this, please? I don't love him. I love you. Just say you love me, and I'll go home and end the engagement tonight. I'll break up with him. I pried her fingers off me. Anya, let me go. She spun around and threw her arms around my chest, clinging to me like a petulant child. I won't. Not until you say you love me and that you regret everything. It always used to work. All I had to do was cry, and you'd give in. The commentary feed exploded. The Queen of Stubborn just admitted defeat. She really loves him. He has to forgive her. Liam. She even screamed your name when she was sleeping with Victor. You have to take her back. Heartbroken CEO seeks shelter. Her body might have been with him,